And so then they start to prescribe things for off-label, but even on-label, you guys, prescription drugs prescribed correctly, taken correctly, the side effects is the #1 cause of preventable death in the United States. #1. #1. And that's not even all the stuff that is not reported. So then look what happens in 2000, 2001, and on. 2006, there was $397.6 billion in penalties. 2009, $440,000 billion of penalties, and they're still making money. They're settling this stuff out of court, and they're spending these billions of dollars in penalties, and they're still making money.
Straight disease, don't worry about it. This pill will set your mind at ease. It's called Chiropractic. It's made by Co. It's a life-enhancing miracle, but there are some things you should know. It may cause constipation, palpitations, excessive salivation, constipation, male lactation, muscular urination, hallucinations, bad vibrations, mild electric shock sensations, but it's worth it for the drugs I need. My disease may not be fatal, but I can ease my fears. I take into $12 bills each day for 50 years. It makes me millions to convince me, so now I realize. Protein and Chiropractic, sweet diet and exercise, I've got insurance. At least for now I do. And if I buy generic, it would cut my costs in two. But I want Chiropractic, cause I saw it on TV. Those families look so functional, that Paisley pills for me. But it may cause deprivation, humiliation, debtors, prison and deportation, dark fictions, dire predictions, blind test, seed, dick inscriptions, empty pockets, court dockets, may cause eyes to pop from sockets, but it's worth it for the drugs I need. But it's worth it in Canada. They get this for us all.
Don't go here. And it's outrageous because, I mean, the commercials, like the first one, you know, as she wrote that down with Victorian, and then this is just, it's outrageous that what happens and how people are brainwashed by pharmaceutical and the medical community and not learning the true stories. So that wisdom that made the body from brain, spinal cord, all these cells, organs, and tissues, that in 280 days made this amazing baby that's then developed, that wisdom you believe is still there, as that baby develops to be young teen and then adult. But when we get full maturation, does that wisdom stop then? It never stops. It continues to run every cell, organ, and tissue in our body. That nervous system never dies. It's the cell that stays in our body from the beginning to the end. All of our other cells are die and are replaced with healthy cells if we have healthy nerve function going back and forth from the brain to the body, 100% brain-body connection. And so that's why I had to start with this topic rather than going into anything else first, because we need to always come back to this. No matter what other treatment we talk about, because the other things are going to be super important. Exercise is super important. There's different supplemental stuff that we're going to talk about that's super important. Nutrition, just the food that we eat off a plate, is super important. But none of it matters unless we have 100% brain-body connection. It's all right here first. But then when I talk about the equation of health, and you guys have heard me talk about this before, health equals function well plus move well plus eat well plus think well. And so function well I always write first because that is A number one. It has to be there. Function well is 100% brain-body connection and the nervous system talking to every cell, organ, and tissue in our body. But then also you guys do understand, and this is the other stuff we're going to be talking about in this series, is movement and exercise. It's a gift to our body. It helps our cardiovascular system, it helps our lymphatic system, it helps our nervous system by moving. Eat well. You know what that does? That's the building blocks for what's going to be your new heart in 90 days, and your red blood cells in 120, and your new bones, and your new liver, and your new pancreas, and your new adrenal glands, and everything else. And think well. No stinking thinking. You know, we got to keep our head in the right place all the time. It's hard in today's society. I think even kids are live in a very fast-paced, high-stressed world. You know, I know what my girls do, and holy smokes, I mean, it's intense. It's very intense. And that's why I'm glad that I've adjusted them since the day they were born. And, you know, in 14, 12, and 11, we still had no medications in my family with my girls. You know, I've been adjusted every week for at least the last 20 years. And I'm going to continue to get adjusted every week for my next 100 years. And I'm going for 100. And I'm going to make it. And it's not a negative thing to my spine or my body. It helps keep me at 100% health all the time. And that's what we do in our house. So, you know, as you talk to people and you share this information, and please share this information, because who's going to tell them the story? Where are they going to get their health information from? The TV commercial and the magazine and the ad and the radio, and they're not talking about innate intelligence and the God-given potential of our body to heal and be well. So I invite you to share this information with the other people. Share the story. It's as simple as that. You know, and the way to explain it is just egg and sperm, and tell them, you know, figure that out. Got it. Brain's the first organ to develop. Everything else develops off of that. If your brain is communicating with your cells, brain cell to tissue cell, every day we're either getting weaker or stronger. And the only way you can get stronger is you have 100% communication between your brain and your body. And the only way you can have 100% brain communication between your brain and your body is to have interference-free, subluxation-free. Anyone you share this information with that calls the office, here's my offer, consultation, first day stuff, it's on me, no charge. You tell them, share the story, who can you help? It's about you guys reaching out and helping people too, and then we can help more people, I can share this information with more people. I invite you back for the other Tuesday night talks. We'll be putting up the titles, different things. I think my next one, I'm going to talk about Inflammation Nation. I'm going to talk about the United States and inflammation in people. Everybody's inflamed. And there's a reason why they're inflamed, and it's things that they're doing, their choices, in their daily decisions. So that's going to be my next one. And then we'll go on from there. You know, I've thought about my topics and what I'm going to do. I think I might hit on just breakfast sometime, on what breakfast choices are, and what's healthy breakfast choices for kids and for ourselves, and what's quick and easy and things like that. You know, I think it's the most important meal of the day. And I'm just going to get creative and go on from there. Just things that I read and the things I want to share, because it's right on the front of my mind, and it might be something that's upsetting me, pissing me off, or it might be something that, you know, is just something that's, I think, invaluable and that I have to share that information. And so I think that is the end of my deal, and I'm more than welcome to do any questions or that anybody has. If you don't have any questions, that's okay too.
Good info.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. It's just hard, like I've tried, you know, since we've been coming to tell people, and it's almost, you know,
Because they're brainwashed.
Yeah, it's just like, just go.
Plus their cup is full from mother, father, teacher, preacher. And so you just always have to try to just nudge them and pour a little bit of information in at a time.
Yeah.
And I used to get so discouraged early on in my practice. By the way, I saw on Facebook today that one of my classmates, we have a number for Palmer, 971. I graduated 15 years ago today. That's what I was like. When I saw that post, I'm like, holy crap, 15 years already? When you're having fun, time flies. It doesn't feel like 15 years to me. But it's just sharing a little bit of the information. When I used to open up some of my talks, I used to take like a glass of water, and then I take the pitcher and I pour the water in, and it just overflows. That's the problem. What happens is people's cup is full of water to the brim because of everything they've been taught from mother, father, teacher, preacher, and everybody else, and you try to pour that information in, and a little bit overflows, but guess what? A little bit of it gets in there. So if you keep on just trying to share, and you're not an outsider, because there's so many people that are moving into the more wellness paradigm. There's how many people are raw foods and healthy living and all this stuff, but who's teaching them even that information? We go to the place like the Healthy Living Center, and we ask them if we can come and do discussions like this for their clientele, for their people. And they keep us out because they have physical therapists that are running that place because the hospital owns it and they run it. What do you think they're teaching them? You think they're teaching them this? No. Are they teaching them movement and nutrition? Possibly. Are they teaching the right nutrition? I don't know for sure. Are they teaching them about well thinking and the nervous system? They're not talking about the nervous system, I guarantee it. And so you always just have to say, hey, I know you're exercising, I know you're choosing the right foods, I know you're doing the right thing there, but you got to really think about that nervous system. And then just real quick, nervous system controls everything in your body. Period. That's it. If you're coasting in life, you're going downhill. You always have to be moving towards health. You always have to be making choices and moving towards health. You need to be adjusted on a regular basis. You need to be making good food choices, good exercise. Because if you think, hey, I don't have time for that, work's too busy, I got too much stuff going on, and you're coasting, I promise you that you're getting sicker, not stronger, and healthier. So it's something we just have to pay attention to all the time. And that's the other thing that I love about these talks, is I think it'll help keep it right in the front of our minds so then we make better choices. Because that's what it's all about, is making choices. And who makes our choices? Me individually. Who decides if you exercise or not? Me do. Who decides if I choose good nutrition or not? Me do. I'm the one that's putting the stuff on the plate and putting the fork in my mouth. No one's force feeding me.
Good information.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you. Okay. Thanks for coming, you guys. So next Tuesday is Dr. Ross DeBoer, and he's talking about things haven't changed. So it's a surprise. So see what things have changed. So we do the same thing with the sign up and share the stuff in social media and tell people and invite them, and we